St. Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit. His name is
John C.
No, I'm kidding. His name is actually Krampus, but don't worry, we'll get there a little later.
Boys, Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we?
Lex.
Hi, hello, Lex. It is a pleasure. Ow, wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person.
And we've gotten a new look into next year's Batman vs. Superman film. I'll break down the trailer for you coming up. Plus the latest Marvel superhero news. All this and much more on this episode of EMoney's Reviews. Exciting week in entertainment news. Of course, everyone is excited about Star Wars next week, but also people are talking about the new Batman vs. Superman trailer. In it, we get our first look at Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Personally, I thought he gave off more of an Edward Nygma vibe than a Lex Luthor one. Also, this image, which has some fans confused, including myself. I'm hoping that this is part of some dream sequence that isn't actually happening. Also, this monstrosity towards the end of the trailer, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Doomsday, the creature responsible for Superman's death in the comic books. And finally, this image right here, the money shot, DC's three most iconic heroes standing together, which I believe is the first time this has ever happened in an official live-action sequence. Now, from what I can figure, it looks like they're going to change up Doomsday's origin story quite a bit here, and that Lex is going to channel his inner Dr. Frankenstein and create Doomsday in a lab using Zod's remains. And I don't hate the idea, but it just seems like we're doing a little too much too fast in this movie, as if we don't have enough going on in this movie already. I mean, did we learn nothing from Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2? Here's just hoping Zack Snyder doesn't let me down again. Okay, now moving on from Superman to Supergirl, if you watched this week's episode, you saw the big twist regarding the character of Hank Henshaw. At the end of the episode, it was revealed that he is not in fact Hank Henshaw, the man who in the comics would become the Cyborg, who masqueraded as Superman for a time and destroyed Coast City, but is actually John Jones, better known to many people as the Martian Manhunter, one of the founding members of the Justice League. Really cool twist on the character. I'm glad that Hank is not in fact a bad guy, and using one of my favorite underrated DC heroes on this show just took it to the next level. Moving on to Marvel hero news, a few weeks ago rumors were swirling that the brakes were being put on the Netflix original series Iron Fist, which is part of the Daredevil Jessica Jones Defenders plotline, because Marvel wanted to use Iron Fist for the Marvel films, which takes place in the same universe. Well, you can put those fears to bed because Netflix has said that not only is the Iron Fist series moving forward, but it has landed a showrunner. Scott Buck, who has served as producer on Dexter and 6 Feet Under, will also serve as producer for the fourth and final Netflix series leading up to the Defenders miniseries. No news on a release date for Iron Fist yet, however, the second season of Daredevil is out in spring of next year. So as some of you may know, I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan, just a little bit. But as I was thinking about all these different superhero shows and movies that are out right now, it got me thinking, how many Doctor Who stars have left the show and gone on to become comic book characters and other stuff? Well, the more that I thought about it, the more the results became pretty amazing. Well, you've got Christopher Eccleston, the 9th Doctor who played the Dark Elf Malekith in Thor the Dark World, and David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, just finished the first season of Jessica Jones as Kilgrave. And then you've got Karen Gillan, aka Amy Pond, as Thanos' daughter Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's 3 actors right there playing villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And we can't forget that Clara Oswald star Jenna Coleman and an Adventures in Time and Space star David Bradley both had small parts in Captain America: The First Avenger. Then in the Flash Arrow universe, you've got Arthur Darvill, Doctor Who's Roy Williams, about to debut as Rip Hunter, a time traveler from the future, ironically. And of course, you've got Captain Jack himself, John Barrowman, who has been an ongoing villain/ally, Malcolm Merlyn in Arrow. And River Song, Alex Kingston, has starred as Dinah Lance. It's just unbelievable. Alright, that does it for superhero news. I'll have some Walking Dead news, my review of Krampus, and this week's Movie-ism after this commercial break.
When it comes to custom t-shirts, people believe they only have 3 options: fast, cheap, or good. But with Staub Screen Printing, you can have it all. We offer custom screen printing and embroidery with fast service and affordable rates. With 3 full-time artists on staff, we can take your idea from concept to completion with custom decoration on virtually all apparel for any occasion. So, whatever your print and embroidery needs may be, call Staub Screen Printing today.
Bluegrass Net, Louisville's oldest internet service provider and proud sponsor of Bill TV Network and all its affiliates. Been serving the community for over 20 years. Contact them today.
The Warehouse, located at 5800 Fern Valley Road. We have 12,000 square feet of space to cater to your wildest party requests. Our large dance floor features 2 cages with a stellar light show to match. Along with our DJ booth and state-of-the-art sound system, we can keep the party going all night. We also have 2 VIP areas to accommodate your rock star lifestyle. Want to feature a band or other musical act at your party? Then our amazing stage at the Warehouse will more than please you and your friends. Want to rent our space? Contact our office at 502-964-7040 or find us on Facebook. The Warehouse, Louisville.
Okay, welcome back. In Walking Dead news, Entertainment Weekly has reported that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who is set to play Negan in the second half of Season 6 in February, has met the most important character on the show for him, a barbed wire baseball bat named Lucille. She is gorgeous. She is a beautiful girl, Morgan says. Okay, getting a little too into character there. Kind of scary. But Morgan says he's been to the set and he's met the cast, including Stephen Yeun, which if you've read the comics, you know the nature of Negan and Lynn's relationship, and he says that he wants this character to leap right off the pages of the comic, which is something that he and the rest of the people on the show are working on for when the show comes back in February. In related Walking Dead news, while attending Walker Stalker Con in New Jersey this past weekend, Walking Dead star Norman Reedus was actually bitten by a fan. A representative of the convention told TMZ that the event security was standing a couple of feet from Reedus when the fan opened her mouth and tried to take a chunk out of his chest. The fan was quickly apprehended by security and shown off the premises and has been banned from any other future Walker Stalker Con events for the foreseeable future. She's also been banned from any other sponsored events that would have Norman Reedus present. Luckily, her bite didn't break the skin and Norman Reedus didn't need medical attention. Reedus addressed the incident, posting this image of him on his Instagram account with the added caption, please don't. You know, I've met Norman 3 times at different conventions over the years, and never once did it occur to me to bite him. Now, John Barrowman, that's a different story, but I still didn't. And I can't believe we have to make this a rule at conventions now. Don't bite the guests. Alright, that about does it for entertainment news. Now on to this week's movie review, and this week I saw the new Christmas horror movie? Horror Christmas comedy? Christmas B-movie? Well, I'm not really sure what to categorize it as, but anyways, I saw Krampus. In this film, based on the German legend, The Dark Shadow of St. Nicholas, Krampus comes to punish a dysfunctional family who have forgotten the true meaning of Christmas. Oh my god, this movie is so bad. I mean, bad. I think it should have been made in the 80s when movies like Child's Play and Hellraiser were really big because it definitely has that same feel to it. 3 words. Killer gingerbread men. Yeah, that happens. Towards the end of the film, it starts to feel like a really warped version of A Christmas Carol, and then the whole movie turns out to be one of my earliest movie-isms. I won't say which one, but just know that I was giving a giant middle finger to the screen at the end. Then at the end of the movie, people in the audience were actually clapping, and I'm looking around and I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? I feel like Krampus is destined to be one of those so bad it's good type of movies, and you and your friends are going to watch it just to make fun of it. But unless you're drunk and in a really good need of a laugh, then it's a pretty bad movie, and that's why I'm going to give it 1 popcorn out of 4. All right, now it's on to this week's Movie-ism, and this is what I like to call the that guy actor. And this is one I use all the time. This is what happens when you're watching a movie or a TV show and you see an actor or actress appear on screen, and it's like, you know you've seen this person before, but you don't know their name, and oftentimes you can't remember what it is you recognize them from, so you're just looking and you're like, hey, it's that guy. Examples. Take this guy here. Now, you probably recognize him from a lot of different roles, usually playing a cop of some kind. But odds are you can't name him and maybe even can't place where you've seen him. I mean, before we had IMDb, it would be driving you nuts trying to figure out where you've seen this guy. But don't worry, that's what I'm here for. This actor's name is Bruce McGill. He's currently enjoying a run on Rizzolian Isles as Detective Corsac. But he's also been in such films as Law Abiding Citizen, Lincoln, Exit Wounds, and Cinderella Man. Another example, this guy here. Great character actor, he's been in tons of television shows and movies, and maybe even you can place him in a few roles, but what's his name? Well, this talented actor is Stephen Tobolowsky, who you may remember as annoying Ned in the movie Groundhog Day. And in addition to all of his television appearances, has also been in Thelma and Louise and Memento. Now here's an example of a that gal. Great, talented actress, been in all kinds of movies and TV shows, long runs on TV shows even, and she's the actress who should have been the one to play Amanda Waller in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie, as she was born to play that part. But this is CCH Pounder, who you may remember from Sons of Anarchy, Warehouse 13, The Shield, and currently on NCIS New Orleans. Well, that just about does it for today, but before I go, just letting you know that I have a little something special planned for my next episode, since something kind of big is happening next week. Any guesses on what it is? No? Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you in suspense. See you next week, and may the Force be with you.